All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Harakah, Harkodash, and double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone who taught us the truth. While Shalom to you, Akim, that puts the word across the four corners of this globe with all truth and sincerity, by Hashem, Harakah, Harkodash. And pretty much, I just want to get on a quick lesson. Really, to really just touch upon, focusing, on the Lord, and because really, the spirit been heavy, as our apostles, and elders, been harping upon, to listen to the spirit, to really, to just, trust the Lord, and really, get into the spirit of, really, listening, when the spirit, is trying to tell you something, and, and really, in certain situations that you might be going through, you might find yourselves, like lost or confused. It's like, lost and like confused and shit, but see, you gotta understand, man, that Yahweh Shemi Shai is ultimately always in control. And really, you really, you just need to pray, man. To pretty much, ask the Lord, what it is. Matter of fact, I'll get that. This is Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto the Most High. And I'm going to get this other precept. This is Psalms 55:22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. And, you understand that the Lord ordains everything, man. And the Lord keeps you and, establishes you, from all evil. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and get that precept. Let's look here. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 3. But the Lord is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil. So, verse 4, and we have confidence in the Lord touching you, that ye both do and will do the things which we command you, and the Lord direct your hearts into the love of the Most High and into the patient waiting for Hamashiach. So, you gotta always believe, understand that as long as, as you're doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing, which, out there going out there in the highways and byways, and pushing this word, being brotherly, loving your neighbor, as yourself, and keeping the commandments to your best of capabilities, as long as it is, that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, the Lord has everything covered, man. The Lord is the one that brings things upon you, that brings hell upon you, and that brings peace upon you. The Lord, He's the one, that is pretty much the cause of you, what's the word, like, having that type of, confusion, anxiety that you have, because at the end of the day, He's trying to see your next step, that, your next step is to, is you going to, like, cleave unto Him and, call upon His name and, and cast His burden upon Him, or is you just going, take matters into your own hand, it's like, try to get it like some other way, and you trying to do it some other way, you making haste, Matter of fact, this is Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. And whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. You know? So, us being woken up into this truth, we're really, called, to endure. The Lord said that he that endureth unto the end, unto the end of this thing, man. Either you die in this thing or, at the Lord's return, man. There's no other way around it, man. At the Lord's return, you being beamed up in the chariots. There's no other way, around it, man. And, throughout the obstacles that you go through, those elements of, those anxiety demons, the fear demons and shit, the doubt demons and shit, the confusions and shit. You gotta always remember, the precepts, man. You gotta always remember, what you've always been learned. What you've been taught through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, through the teachers, that taught you. Always, understand that the Lord is in control, man. And really, you gotta pray. That's where you cleave unto him even more, and, where, the moment's getting even more harder, so to speak, where fucking things get, like way more tenser, like you don't know where to fucking look to, go to, as long as you, acknowledge the Lord, he's gonna make it right for you, man. And that's how you order your way right. You cleaving unto him, man, and making not haste, in the time of trouble. Let me get that. And this is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, and depart from evil. So, as long as you acknowledge the Lord in all your, in all your paths and your directions, as long as you're keeping the Lord, like constantly, what's the word? Like constantly, like you constantly, like acknowledging him. Shit, like through anything, man, you gotta get in the car, you gotta drive, you praying to him, you can pray anywhere, man, and the apostles, always harp on you, praying, man, our elder apostle Ricard, he definitely, be harping upon praying. You praying to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua anywhere, anything, short prayers, long prayers, you're on the toilet praying, you can be eating praying, you can be driving praying, you be at work praying, that's you constantly acknowledging and cleaving into the Lord, man, and letting him direct all your paths, because ultimately, once again, the Lord already has your ways already, established, man. The Lord already has your ways already written, and he's trying to show you, you have to, all you have to do is just trust and believe upon him, man, and, continue to do what it is that he commanded you to do, and just trust and believe upon him, because, bro, like, the things that we go through, it's obviously, not in our control, like us being mortal, like, there's only so much that we can do, and ultimately, you just got, just call upon Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, and let him handle your battles for you, man. Like, there's certain obstacles where, it's just straight up like, God damn, like I have no idea how the fuck I'm gonna get through this. But see, that's where the Lord, he's being glorified right there, man, by you acknowledging him and letting him sort this out for you, man. You know, because this is the type of things that this faith, that element right there is is what's going to be needed all the way through Jacob's trouble, and all the way to you being beamed up, and being beamed up and taken from these missiles, man. But see, and right now it's like practice, so to speak. The little bullshit hell that we go through. The Lord is constantly, just making us stronger, man. Because see, the world don't know what the fuck we go through, man. The world don't know that, we're just just crazy niggas and shit. Jake don't know what the fuck, the men of the Lord actually, are actually going through, man. So when all hell breaks the fuck loose, Jake is gonna be a complete, like rock bottom. It's like, like fucking rock bottom, like no idea, like what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck is happening? Just complete confusion, just fucking bugging out and screaming, man. You'll see the men of the Lord are going to understand, what times they're in, and they go, know exactly, how to maneuver throughout, this time of great trouble and tribulation. Because why? Because ultimately the Lord's going to be with them too, and the rest is just going to be, fucking taken up and be destroyed by, by the judgments that's coming, But we hope to be part of that number, that's going to be cool as cucumbers, all the way through the time of Jacob's trouble, and, the Lord keeps us cool now, and, it shows us things now, through, our little hell that we go through now, and, every time he delivers us up out of it, he shows us once again that, the Lord got you, man. The Lord always had it, for you to win. All you gotta do is just trust and believe upon him. This is Psalm chapter 121, verse 1. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua is thy keeper. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Every last one of your steps, the Lord already has it written, man. Your future, is already written. Your present's already written, as well as your past, man. Prior to you waking up to this truth, you had no idea that the Lord already had everything that you went through, your experiences, from when you was born, all the way up until now. The Lord ordained everything, man. And the Lord's gonna continue to ordain you, all the way unto the end, to be delivered, man. Lord willing, what I'm saying, that we be of that election, man, as long as we continue to do what it is that we're supposed to be doing, and maintain in the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. The main point is, of the lesson, is, to just trust upon Yahweh Shem Yahshua, really, to let him take care of your battles, man. And always understand that the Lord is in control, and the game's already rigged for you to win. All you gotta do is just, show forth your faith, and your belief upon him, and the Lord, he's gonna take care of you, man. But that's basically the main points on this lesson, on the trust in the Spirit, on listening, and to mainly, to mainly acknowledge Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and pretty much, he's gonna direct you, every time you're feeling lost. You know what I'm saying? But be a comment, man.